You have to kill the old version of yourself, and you have to be okay with just saying goodbye and letting go of that old version of you. All your old habits, the people you used to hang around, everything you used to do, you have to be okay with saying goodbye, letting go, and killing that version of yourself. So I want to tell you guys a little story. Growing up, I was always, a pretty popular kid. I had a tight friend group, but growing up, I was always a little bit self-conscious about the way I looked, the way my body was, right? I was just a normal kid. I wasn't, overly obese or overly skinny, but I grew up an endomorph, so I was a little bit chubbier. So growing up, like most normal kids my age in elementary school, stuff like that, I always liked, superheroes, Marvel. My favorite superhero was the Hulk, and, he's a big jacked guy, right? I guess looking back, the reason I like the Hulk so much is because I kind of wanted to look like him. You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny looking back, but I guess I wanted to be the Hulk, man. These insecurities led to me searching up videos on YouTube in elementary school, like how to get a six-pack in 6 minutes. I would watch the video and I would try the workout myself, and I actually believed that I could get a six-pack by doing this workout. I would watch other bodybuilding documentaries, stuff like that growing up. I remember even at a young age, I don't know which grade I was in specifically, but either, grade 3 or 4, I remember I would set my alarm early every single morning, and I would have like a push-up and sit-up routine to do every single morning. It probably only lasted about 2 to 3 days of that routine because I was a kid and, kids don't have discipline. But I was really trying to change at a young age, but now I want to take it to high school. So in high school, same thing. I was playing sports. I was still, insecure about the way I looked. When I was in grade 10, the year 2020, that's when, the pandemic happened and everything, right? School got canceled in March of 2020. And, I was kind of happy about it because I was just like, a 10th grade kid. Like, I had no discipline, didn't really care about school. So when I heard that news, I was happy. I was like, oh, let's go. That was back when I was grinding 2K20. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to game all day long. Go out with the boys for bike rides. I had a great time during that. But during the pandemic, I told my dad, I was like, hey, Dad, I want to get a bench press because, we were all at home bored. We weren't really moving a lot. So my dad bought me a bench press and I started using it every single day. And at this time, 2020, I was like probably the biggest and fattest I've ever been because I was gaming all day long. I was eating horrible foods. I remember eating Kawartha Dairy ice cream, the big tubs, like this big. I would eat 2 of those in one night while I was gaming. I would eat bags of chips. I would, just excessively eat and binge eat. And that was an issue that I had growing up. And I still deal with that issue right now. But yeah, my dad got me the bench press. I started using it on like a daily basis. I started doing other workouts as well. I think I got a pair of dumbbells too. And, I would call my friends over. We'd all go to my house and work out in my garage. I was forming a little bit of a garage gym. So we'd all work out on the driveway, in the garage, whatever. And this was just the start of my fitness journey. Fast forward to 2021 New Year's Day. 2021 New Year's Day, I had plans. I decided that it was time for change and that I was going to change. So I set a goal. That goal was to get down to 180 pounds. I was 16 years old at the time and I decided, yeah, I want to change. So I set that goal weight and I was the biggest I've ever been. I was 213 pounds fat. I was very insecure. The year started and I really just started to change every single day. I was in a calorie deficit. I was working out every single day. I was losing weight rapidly. By the time that June hit, I got down to my goal weight and I hit that 180 pound mark. You can see that I just totally look like a different person. And I was thinking back to this transformation the other day because that was the first ever body transformation I've ever had. Since then, I'm 20 years old now. I've had many more transformations, but looking back on my first one, I realize now that I really killed the old version of myself. I was fat, out of shape, not respected, and I turned that version of the non-respected, fat, out of shape, undisciplined, unmotivated version of Nate, and I leveled up. I killed that version of myself. I became better. That's exactly what happened. And once I had that transformation and I was lean, I was fit, my life was really just so different. I had so much more confidence. People started treating me so differently. I had so much more respect from people. And looking back, I understand it now because if you're willing to, take care of your body and control your mind, then obviously you're going to garner more respect than someone that's out of shape and lazy, right? So now that I'm 20 years old and I can look back and I've learned from all the transformations that I've had in the past, I've gone from fat to lean. I've gone from lean to big. I've gone from big to jacked. Looking back, man, it's just about like getting rid of that old version of yourself. He does not exist anymore. He's not there anymore. And when it's time to make that decision, it's time to make that decision. But you have to come to that conclusion by yourself. If you're not ready to change, you will never change. And nothing will change if nothing changes, right? In the process of changing yourself, you're gonna lose your old habits. You might even lose your old friends, but you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with leveling up and just saying goodbye of your old life. If you don't want to say goodbye to your old life, I promise you, you're gonna stay the same for the rest of your life. In my life right now, I'm constantly looking for this change. I'm constantly trying new things, meeting new people, going new places. And that's the way you should live if you truly want to level up. Because doing those things will cause you to change and get rid of the old version of yourself through trials and tribulations. Failure is the way to success. If you can fail 100 times and get your big win on the 101st time, that's how you know you truly put that work in. That's it. You just have to get rid of the old version of yourself. Looking back at all the transformations I made, I realized that my day one compared to my fully transformed version, that day one person is not there anymore. He doesn't exist. And you really have to be okay with that if you truly want to succeed. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there and let you guys know how my experiences with transforming myself as a person. And if you guys have had similar experiences, let me know, because man, it is truly a beautiful thing. It's like you're a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. You're becoming a new being. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.